What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, Division Rivals? This is Steven Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel, the sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. All right, guys, today's topic, we're going to talk about Just Call Me JG's press conference, right? Coach Jonathan Gannon's press conference. I'm going to tell you right from the start, guys. I think he's going to be an excellent cultural fit in Philadelphia. I loved his answer to why he chose Philadelphia.
It's Philadelphia. That's why.
If he would have just stopped it there and said nothing else, man, I think he could have walked off, just dropped the mic and walk off. But he continued. But nonetheless, I think he's got that. I think he's going to have that fan appeal the way that Buddy Ryan did in the late 80s and the way that Jim Johnson did in the 2000s. He just feels like the guy that could, I'm not going to say it's a layup and it's a guarantee, but he feels like a guy that could have that kind of thing to him. He's got that kind of power, I think, in his voice and in his words. He talked a lot about his HITS principle. Said he came up with this while he was a graduate assistant coach at the University of Louisville.
Those four things: hustle, intensity, takeaway, smart. The acronym for that is the HITS principle. And that's what we're going to hold our hat on.
And he said that his HITS principle is about hustle, intensity, turnovers, and smarts. It is what it is, guys. A lot of coach speak there, but there is some truth to what he's saying here. And I think he got into a few things that tell you a little bit about the scheme and system we're going to run. For example, what he said about personnel struck me as being very interesting. He said, when evaluating players, you need a specific vision for what they're going to be doing.
When you evaluate players, you want to try to have a very specific vision for what they're going to be doing. And I think we've done a good job with that.
Well, if we take that at face value, guys, I think we got some answers about the scheme we're going to run. And shout out to Jeff Mosher, shout out to Adam Kaplan for reporting this, because I think they're right. When talking about Eric Wilson, he said, look, Mike and Will, that's the two positions he said that he's going to start him off at.
Eric will start in. He can play all three spots. But for us, we're going to start him at Mike and Will and see where it goes. And we think he's a good complement to the people that we have already on the roster.
And then a reporter brought up that Ryan Kerrigan in his press conference said he came to play here because of the scheme and Jonathan Gannon. Well, how does he fit? He fits a 4-2 or 4-3, sorry guys, a 4-3 under, a 4-2-5 under in the sub package. So, simply put, guys, that means that you have a nose tackle in. Look at if you look at Marlon Tuiputulo, the guy we drafted from USC, that's a nose. You can even say Milton Williams, because even though he's undersized, really good initial pass rush, can put a lot of stress on a center. I still think Milton Williams has a lot of use as a 5-tech in the long term, but I can definitely see him kicking inside in a 4-3 under. That does make a ton of sense, guys. What that means, guys, is that your nose tackle is going to be your zero technique, your zero shade will be towards the strong side of the formation where the tight end is, and then your 3-tech will be on the weak side. And then you normally have a Sam linebacker who will be down over top of that tight end, beating him up on running plays, and then falling into the flats in the curl area on passing downs, okay? Ryan Kerrigan seems to fit that role a lot. Some other things he said, guys, that really struck my fancy here, if you will. Really, it perked my interest here. When he talked about the autonomy of the players to disguise coverage in Mike Zimmer's scheme.
And Harrison Smith and Andrew Sendejo and Anthony Harris and Anthony Barr and Eric Kendricks, they would get in a meeting together and say, hey, here's what we're going to do. And then they would present it to Zim, and he would say, great.
Interesting. I like that. Interesting point here. I don't know what that means for the Eagles, but Anthony Harris is here. It was a free agent signing. Interesting. I like that. Something else he said. Pressure starts pre-snap.
In my opinion, one of those ways is pre-snap, not post-snap. And you just want to put a little bit of seed of doubt in that quarterback's mind, you know. Do I have that guy or do I not? So
creating just a second of doubt in a quarterback's mind to supplement your pass rush. Love that. Great principle. Love it. Outside of that, guys, some other things he said here was how like Eberflus is going to influence the defensive line. He talked about that, kind of like rotating and keeping guys fresh. And then Zimmer and Emmett Thomas kind of having their impact on his viewpoints about the secondary. Put this together, guys. Basically, the defensive line, the front seven, if you will, be kind of be influenced more so by Eberflus than maybe Zimmer. But the back seven, and I know that we're talking about three guys being in common here. I get it. But the back seven being influenced more so by Zimmer's schemes and what Zimmer did and what Emmett Thomas taught him in his time. So interesting stuff here, guys. I mean, a lot of interesting things he said here. Talked up Tracy Rocker and Jeremiah Washburn. Talked about how he loved Denard Wilson and DK McDonald, the secondary coaches. I thought he felt a little uncomfortable with the secondary, although he was saying a lot of positive things. I had to record this portion of the video several times, guys, just because I don't want this to get mistaken what I'm saying here. There was a part where Jonathan Gannon is talking about the secondary, and I'm just going to be upfront with you. The words don't match his body language. That doesn't mean he's being deceptive. That doesn't mean he's trying to lie. It could be uncomfortable. For all I know, guys, some guys just have a tick to where they do certain things, and you need a lot of film. You need to see them react to things a lot to know what their tick is. Sometimes it means nothing. Sometimes it's just what a guy does. But there were a couple telltale signs. Like number one, he gets, when he's talking about the scheme in disguise, he says things in the affirmative and shakes his head, the body language in the affirmative. But when he was talking about the attributes of cornerbacks, first he kind of looks off, right? So that normally indicates you're processing, you're thinking about something. And then he starts to say one thing in the affirmative, but then shake his head, right, in the negative. I don't know what that means, guys. I noticed it. I saw it. I'm not an FBI agent. I'm just a kid that's really good at picking up body language. I don't know what it means, guys, but I saw it and I wanted to point it out. It definitely happened, and I'll show you some clips of that.
There were some looks that Zim wanted certain things pre-snap to affect the quarterback, and there's a lot of different ways to play corner. A lot within the same scheme.
Yeah, guys, this is what I took away from the press conference. But I want to know your thoughts. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. What did you think about it, man? I thought he shined. All right, y'all, don't forget, if you want to support the channel, you can buy me a cup of coffee. Links in the description below. Don't forget to like and comment on the videos, which spikes the algorithm. And last but not least, guys, I would love to add you to the community, but in order to do that, I need you to hit the subscribe button. All right, y'all. All right, appreciate y'all's time and attention. See y'all in the next video.